16, long 16, a flat 16, and a ratchet. Yeah, this one works. Okay. This one's right on there. Hi, Chris here from superiordriftgarage. Today, obviously, we're gonna change the alternator on the drift car simply because it took a poop and actually seized up completely. So what's going to happen? I'll show you how easy or difficult in some cases it might be to actually get one replaced. The tools that we will need so far are definitely a short 16, long 16, a flat 16, and a ratchet for good measure. And of course we will need a new alternator, which we do have here, and I have not opened it yet, so that will be next on the list. In order for us to do this, obviously you would have to remove everything that you have on top if you have a stock car. This actually is not stock anymore, so the access to it is much easier. Obviously you might want to unplug the battery, since mine is pretty much dead. I don't have to worry about that. So let's begin! Well, tensioner. What we gotta do is snap that cover off. Well, it just fell out. This is the cover. Let's put that on the side. Now with a 60mm, we're going to actually use a short one in this case. Ease the tension on the tensioner, letting the belt come off, so that we can take it off the alternator. Quite simple. Step 1. Step 2. To make this a little bit easier, to get actually more room, we're going to undo the first top bolt. I would prefer to use a long 60mm socket, so that way you have enough room between the radiator hose and the fan itself. So basically, let's do this really quick. Long bolt, so we got this out. That's step number 2. So since we have the bolt out of here, next step what I would do is remove the actual connection in the back of the alternator, simply so that's out of the way. And now that we can actually move the alternator in many directions, we have better, easier access from the back. In order to remove the connection from the back, which is just 2 wires, we have the positive, which will be at 13 millimeter, and the negative, which is a 10. And now the biggest pain in the ass is going to be the bottom bolt, simply because the bottom bolt is really long, has a nut in the back, and a bolt going straight through from the front. It is much longer than this, which becomes a big problem with room. So in order for us to do that, I would recommend having a swivel 16mm ratchet and an actual 16mm socket with a wrench basically from the front, but in this case, because it's a little bit deeper, we're going to use the long one. In order to gain access, much easier access to this, what I would recommend doing is actually lifting the front of the car, so that way you can reach around and actually get a better feel of where the actual nut is. So let's do this really quick. I think the jack is fucked. Let's try a new jack. This one should hopefully work. The other one just gave up on me. I would recommend securing the car on a jack stand, just for your safety. If you want to see your family ever again, that's what I would recommend doing. Alright, so what we got, basically alternator, the bolt is right here, I already got it loose. So now, since I have the nut off, and the bolt will pretty much just drop. Let's Let's see if it works. Well, I mean, the alternator should just drop. So let's pick it up a little bit. There you go. We got a long ass bolt. Now we are back on the top, so I don't lose the nut. Put it nicely here so it sits. Then we just pull this thing out. It is literally seized. It will not even move. So that kind of blows. Let's put that on the side then. Comes with a pulley. You guys can get this for about $150 off of Rock Auto, shipped to your location. Oh, look at it, beautiful. Comes with everything the way it should be. Spins freely, which is a good sign as well. Does not specify what make it is. Yeah, there is actually no make, so it is definitely an aftermarket. Hopefully it's not aftermarket crap. Quite easy. Should be quite easy. Just gotta feed it in between the hoses somehow. One way or another it has to go through. Obviously you have oil lines and everything else for the turbo, so it's not as easy of a fit as it should be. But once it's in there, in this case, what I would recommend doing is probably, since we have a lot of room, put on the actual cables, tighten them nicely. Let's see. Of course, it's not that easy because I cannot see, so that's something I would probably have to do from the bottom, but let's not give up. Okay, so we are pretty much almost through. There you go, the alternator is through. I mean, the bolt is through the alternator all the way. Now I just have to make my way down to the bottom of the car in order to put the nut back on. So we are in the bottom over here. I can see everything nicely and it's accessible. Put the nut back on. Grab a few threads in order to make it easier for yourself. Obviously it's easier that way. I'm going to cheat. I'll use an electric ratchet simply because it's quicker. Okay, so we got that on. I will definitely make sure it's all tightened. Alright, so what's left to do is basically get the car down. Nice and quick. And let's start it. Let's see, once we started, let's see what's the amperage that the alternator is making on idle. Before, it wasn't making anything, so let's see what's going to happen now. Alright, so I decided to come to the back actually because it's so loud up front. I will not be able to hear myself. So what we have is the negative wire is connected obviously to the battery, and this will show us if the voltage is good. So if it's charging, obviously we're going to have 14 and more. If it's not charging, it's going to be below that. So let's take a look. We are at 14.4, so everything is good. Our charging is good, so that means alternator is working and we shouldn't have any more issues, hopefully. So this is a pretty stupid video, pretty boring probably because everybody knows how to replace an alternator, but in case some of you might not know, it is quite easy. It can be easily done within, I would say, under 30 minutes, depending on how much crap you have on top that you have to take off. So that's about it. Thanks for watching Superior Drift Garage. Hopefully next video will be more interesting and more fun. We're gonna do some drifting. Like always, like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.